Well, let's go into, so we're looking at chapter 12 today, the last part of book 4, and it starts with this quote by Stephen Covey. It says, the last analysis, which what we are communicates more eloquently than anything we say or do, right? So it's not as much when it comes to communication and relationship with human beings as a whole. Before we ever open our mouth, when they give that category division as to our communication, the least way of communicating is with words, right? Most of what would say that people receive from us, the least of it is words, which is kind of counterintuitive, right? We will think that our words will carry a lot more weight, but they don't. Ever before we open our mouth, people size us up. We emit who we are as persons. And before a person opens his mouth, you have already received the message by what the person is emitting. There's a spirit, there's a spirit, there's a message that comes from the way the person is dressed, the way the person is groomed, the way the person is working, the confidence in the work or the lack thereof, whether the person is jovial, not jovial, smiling, not smiling. Those carry a whole lot of weight and determine what words that the person that's hearing you hear from you. Actually, experiment has been done such that what people see changes what a person is saying to them. So if what your carriage is saying green and your words are saying red, what the other person is hearing is green, not red, even though red is what you are saying. Because our vision in the level of communication has a higher hierarchy than our audio, right? Vision has a higher hierarchy in communication, receiving, perception than audio. And what a person sees can actually change what he's hearing, even though what the where it's coming from is saying something different. What the receiver is hearing is entirely different from what is said, because your brain has changed that word by what your brain is saying. I don't know if I'm being clear. Do you get what the picture I'm trying to paint?
No, come again. I was kind of divided.
All right, let me, there's that general saying, what would say that what I see or what I see is so loud that I cannot hear what you are saying, right? What you show, what you exhibit as a person, as a communicator, takes a higher hierarchy to what you are saying. Your perception, your body carriage, your gesticulation, your general your general dexterity carries a lot more weight than what you say.
I think I get it better now. Simply put, action speaks louder than voice.
Absolutely.
Say something, do something different. So, and what we do is what people see. It's easier for people to practicalize what they see than what they hear.
Absolutely. It all goes in that. So it's like I'm giving a message that is a sad story and I'm laughing. I'm talking about a sad story and I'm laughing. What do you expect the audience to do? They're going to be confused.
Yeah, and also not take the speaker seriously.
Yes, because so what are we doing here? So, and that's very critical in communication, that to be able to get your message, the real message you want to get across accurately, you need to make sure that your action, your disposition, your facial expression, all of that match the words you are saying. Because if they don't, you would think you have passed the message, but you have not. Because what you plan to say and what you are saying is different from what the people are hearing, right? So, and that's what Stephen Covey is just trying to say here. It says in the last analysis, what we have, our person communicates far more eloquently than anything we say or do, right? What we are as a person communicates far more than what we say, right? Or what we try to act, as it were, you know? So there are some people that, I mean, I get surprised, you know. I listen to some people that wonder why they have so much large following, because whatever they are saying is so empty. But you see, people have already accepted their person, so that irrespective of what they are saying, they are not even listening to what they are saying. Is that person that they have received, that they, even no matter what that person says, in their mind it is good, because they have already fallen in love with the person. You get the picture I'm trying to paint there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah, you know. So it you know, when it comes to communication, if you truly want to be a very good communicator, you know, you have to let there be a congruency between who you are as a person and the kind of message you're trying to communicate, because people cannot separate the two of them. Once a person sees you and they've already known you as this, if you start saying something different from what they know you as, it's difficult for them to receive the message you're trying to communicate. You know, once they have already marked you out as something else different from what you're trying to say, you know. So, but that all comes from experience as we go along. So here we're just trying to use the word here, hot mic, to just talk about uncomfortable situations and circumstances, right? When you are trying to communicate, right? And use it as using the parallel as to when they do productions. You know, we've had several incidents of people leaving the mic on, and those speaking thought that the mic was off, and they've ended up recording a lot of terrible things, you know, that people thought was private to themselves, but because the mic was on, it got recorded and people heard about it. You know, people have lost jobs, lost credibility, you know, because of things like that, you know. So yeah, so but just using that as an example, you know, as to things we can get ethos as we do get to communicate.